Hey friends, Chubby Meeple, back today to give you a quick overview of another little card game that easy to learn, quick to play. Today we're going to take a look at Tanuki. This is a game designed by Cole Smith, featuring art from Catalyst Labs, published by the wonderful folks at Synapses Games, and distributed by Flat River Games. Let's jump to the table. I'll give you a brief overview of how the game plays, and then we'll jump back here and I'll tell you what I think of Tanuki. Tanuki is a game for 3 to 6 players that will play in about 20 to 30 minutes. In Tanuki, players are going to assume the roles of adorable little creatures that are essentially trying to gather bamboo. And your bamboo is going to be form of these little chips here. They come in values of 1, 3s, 5s, and 10s. And you'll be able to flip these over to keep them secret. So you'll notice these don't have numbers on the backs, where this one does, so your opponent won't know how much you have. But over the course of Tanuki, you're going to be playing character cards like gardeners and gardener families and emperors and all kinds of things that will allow you to collect bamboo. And you'll also be able to play action cards that will let you destroy samurai cards, steal a gardener, steal bamboo from your opponents, or just flat out destroy one of their character cards. You're going to play until both of the season cards have been exposed from the deck. Finish out the round so that everybody has an equal amount of turns, and the player with the most points worth of bamboo will be the winner. To set up a game of Tanuki, you are first going to give each player 1 samurai card and 2 gardener cards, where they will play in front of them in their play area, with the samurai face up, one of their gardeners face up, and the other gardener face down. That gardener will come into play later on in the game. You're then going to shuffle all of the action and character cards together and deal each player a hand of 3 cards that they will use throughout the game. The remainder of the deck will get split into, and you will shuffle a season card into each half of the deck. So we would shuffle one into this deck, we'd shuffle one into this half of the deck, and then they would simply each half would get shuffled, and they would simply get stacked on top of each other to form the draw deck. The first player card is given to the player who most recently did some gardening, or you can determine randomly. On a player's turn, a player can play a card from their hand. They play a card from their hand, and they will play either an action card or a character card. Action cards are denoted with the little lightning bolt symbol, like this bandit that lets me destroy a samurai card or steal a character card. So this first player, if I were to play this bandit card, I would play it down. I would choose to destroy an opponent's samurai, or I could steal a gardener. Now, in this case, I'd have to destroy the samurai because the purpose of the samurai is it protects all of my gardener cards from bandit cards. So I could destroy this player's samurai, and that would be my action for the turn. Whenever you play an action, that effect happens immediately. Then, once you have played a card, you then activate all of the abilities of the character cards in front of you. So for this player, the samurai is just protecting my gardeners. This gardener says +1 bamboo, so I would gain a bamboo token and add it to my own personal private supply, preferably face down so my opponents can't keep track of how much bamboo I've taken. I then end my turn by drawing the top card of the deck and adding it to my hand, so that I will always have a hand of 3 cards being played, or 3 cards to choose from at any given time. Play then passes clockwise to the next player, and it's going to proceed until the first season card is drawn. Once that first season card is drawn, all players will flip their face-down gardener face up. They're now collecting more bamboo because each gardener gives you +1 bamboo. There's also gardener families that give you +2 bamboo, and some cards you can play to steal bamboo from opponents. You're then going to continue play until the second season card comes out. When that second season card comes out, it will trigger the end of the game. You will finish out the round playing just like normal, playing a card, either a character to your play area, an action card to let you steal characters, destroy characters, steal bamboo, draw cards, different things like that. You'll play that out until you get to the player to the right of the first player token. That ensures that everyone has the correct amount of turns, or an equal amount of turns. And once that's done, the game will end. The winner is the person who has the most bamboo collected in front of them. In the case of a tie, the winner will be the tied player who has the most character cards in their garden. And if it's still tied, you simply share the victory. That is everything you need to know to play Tanuki. Let's take a look at some of the action cards that you could come across in a game of Tanuki. The Ronin allows you to destroy a character card. Obviously, you would destroy that another player's character, unless someone's thrown one in your garden that you don't want. The Kabuki Actor lets you choose a card from the discard pile and immediately play it. The Geisha lets you steal a character card from another player. The Bandit, like we saw earlier, gives you the option to either destroy a samurai or steal a gardener card if someone's gardeners are not protected by a samurai. The Ninja allows you to apply all of one opponent's gardener card effects during your action turn, and then you would get to trigger your character turn. So it's a great way to collect a bunch of bamboo. The Yakuza allows you to steal a total of 3 bamboo. And then the Sumo, for this turn only, the effect of all of your gardener cards gets applied twice. So you're gaining twice the bamboo, essentially, for your gardeners. As for the other characters that can be played in your garden, we've already seen the Samurai that is here to protect all of your gardeners, and the gardeners that allow you to collect bamboo. There are more Samurai and gardeners, even though these are the starting cards that you start with these blue backgrounds. That's how you tell them apart from the regular cards with the green backgrounds. There are more gardeners, more samurai in the deck, so you can collect more as it goes on. You may also find gardener families. Gardener families give you +2 bamboo instead of just the normal +1. You might find the lowly monk. The monk gives +1 bamboo. However, when you play this card, it gets played in another player's garden, so you're essentially giving them extra bamboo. You then have the Emperor. If you play the Emperor, when you play this into your garden, you're going to place 6 bamboo on this card. And then, at the start of your turn, every turn from that point forward, you're going to take 2 of them off of the card and add them to your supply, as long as he's in your play. He can be stolen, but he cannot be destroyed, is one key piece there. If you play the Shogun into your garden, whenever you would draw a card during your turn, you draw 2 cards instead. You pick one to keep, you put the other one back on top of the draw deck. And then finally, we have the Dragon. When the Dragon enters play, you play this into another garden. And on your turn, if the card is in your garden, then you will pay a bamboo to the supply and then play this card in another garden. So essentially, it's a way of getting people to get rid of bamboo. You don't want the Dragon in your own garden. You want it to be placed in there, but if it does end up in your garden, you're going to pay a bamboo and then you're going to pass that to another player. One quick thing to note, the tokens that you saw during the playthrough video or the overview video are upgraded wooden bamboo tokens. The standard game comes with your typical punch board tokens in values of 1, 3, 5, and 10. These tokens, whether you have the wooden tokens or you do the punch board, are double-sided so you can hide the value of the bamboo to keep your opponent from stealing it or to keep them from knowing how close you are to winning the game. If you're interested in the upgraded bits, you can reach out to the publisher, check out their website, and grab them from there. Otherwise, that's everything you need to know to play Tanuki. So that's Tanuki, a quick little card game that'll play in about a half an hour, up to 6 players, which is fantastic. Always looking for higher player count games, or at least I am. But this one is very quick to play, very quick to learn. As long as you can read the cards and quickly interpret what they do, you're going to get through this game fairly quickly. You're playing 1 card on your turn, activating all the characters in front of you, drawing a card to end your turn. So it's a very fast-playing game, very simple rule set. What I like about Tanuki is that quick play. I really like quick games that are going to be done in a half an hour. They're great filler games for your game night when you're waiting for folks to show up. You're waiting for, maybe even between games. Maybe it's just a game that you want to end the night. You've played your heavy games for the evening, your kind of quote-unquote staples of game night, and you're ready for something light to end the game with that doesn't take a lot of thinking. And maybe you just want one more time to screw over your friends and play a quick take that game. It's great. It's adorable. The artwork is fantastic. All the little characters, the little Tanuki, the Japanese raccoon dogs, if you will. I love the way that they look. It's approachable. It's a great game for all ages. I've played this at just the minimum player count of 3, and I've played it all the way up at 6 with various age levels, and it works great at all player counts. It's easy to teach, it's quick to learn, it's quick to play, and it's a game that, like I said, it's not going to be a staple of your game night, but it definitely has its place in terms of that filler game in between longer games, or waiting for people to show up, or a good way to end the night. If you're not a fan of Take That games, you're probably not going to be a fan of this one. This certainly is not going to change your mind on Take That games if you don't like them to begin with. There is a lot of Take That. You're stealing characters, you're stealing bamboo, you're destroying characters. There's a lot of different ways that you're directly going at your opponent. So if you're not a fan of Take That, this game's probably not going to be for you. But again, if you've got a bunch of friends that are into Take That and you don't like it, it's done in 20 minutes and you can put it away, play something else. But definitely, I recommend if you like quick, easy to learn card games, games, you're looking for something to play with a family, it's definitely a family-friendly game. Definitely pick this one up. A 6-player game is great. A lot of games stop at 4, maybe 5 these days. A good 6-player game that's fairly inexpensive is great. Highly recommend Tanuki. Check that one out. And until next time, keep gaming, friends.